Geddes.
It's Geddes, actually.
Hi, Colin. We're a small Irish family business specialising in ice baths for recovery, mental wellness, and the many other benefits that come with cold water therapy. We'd love to do a collaboration with you for a free ice bath if you're up for it. These guys obviously haven't heard the many jokes I've had about shitting on ice baths. But I'll tell you what, I'll take one. Keep that all in. I'll keep that all in. I'll do a video of me getting in one and going, Jesus, what about the benefits of this? I mean, they do look pretty swag, actually. That looks pretty swag. Yep, absolutely. I'll get back to those people. I'll take one for free. Thank you. No noise. Oh, there it is. Explosion. Guys, what's happening? Welcome to the General Banter podcast. We are live from General Banter headquarters. Real name, no gimmicks. Can you hear that explosion? It's way more epic in my ears anyway. Guys, while I have you, I'm going to mention that I'm on an Irish tour coming up very soon. By the time you hear this, it'll be very, very soon. I'm hitting all the hot spots. I'm going to read them out to you right now. Jesus Christ. 20th of March, I'm in Limerick. If you know anyone in Limerick, just say to them, listen, you got to go see this guy. You want to hear the best pedo jokes on the island? From arguably the best comedian on the island, according to Riggsy from Radio Ulster. I'm in Dolan's on the 20th of March. I'm in Galway at the Roisin Dubh, 29th of March. Get it up, yeah. 30th of March, Cypress Avenue, I nearly said Cypress Hill, Cork. I can't do the voice. I've got the cold. I'm in on the 31st of March, the TLT Drogheda. The Spirit Store in Dundalk on the 7th of April. And on the 14th of April, I'm also in the Spirit Store Dundalk. They've added a date. Where else would you get it? Absolutely unbelievable.
The General Banter podcast with Paul and Geddes.
We're getting off to a dark start today because Mexican Dave has ruined my morning and my childhood by telling me that the guy who... How many times has this happened? It happened with a Ballymaloe relish. I was enjoying that. Then someone turned around and they were like, the guy fucking had the Ballymaloe school or whatever, caught well with indecent image. I was like, for fuck's sake. Can I not even enjoy a goddamn sandwich around here? And then you're telling me, what's the name of this documentary here, Quiet on Set, about Dan Schneider? Was he a producer at Nickelodeon? Or did he own it?
Director.
Director at Nickelodeon. Pedo! And they have every every star there that's ever been. Do you know what? I was going to say I'm cool with it. It hasn't ruined. I didn't. That's not what I meant at all. It hasn't ruined my childhood because I'll tell you why. And this is a lesson to parents out there, although mine were questionable. But what they did do is just kick me out of the house and let me play football from dawn till dusk and ride my bike. And I wasn't watching Nickelodeon. I wasn't watching these shows, taking them in to have them ruined in my deep 30s. I don't remember any of this shit. What was Ariana Grande in?
Oh, that's what passed both our times. Ours would have been like Drake and Josh and stuff.
Drake and Josh, never seen it.
Keaton and Cal.
Loved it. Okay, childhood, back to ruined. It's back to ruined. Orange soda, the whole thing, fucked, But there's this documentary. I also have a cold, so you're welcome. This documentary that's online here, Quiet on Set. And then... And I don't watch it in any detail. It's me. Like, I'm not going to really watch it and take notes or anything. But look how questionable this is. Hopefully you can get the audio on this if you're an audio listener.
Setups that reference porn.
Setups that reference porn. Who's that wee girl? What's she in?
You
can't
Zoe
see it.
101?
Zoe 101?
That's Britney Spears' wee sister.
Ah. So they're saying everything has these porny references. Should I be playing this? I don't know. But anyway, here we are. Come on, load on me, you fucking son of a bitch. The term Nickelodeon, guys, came from a small Odeon cinema. Odeon, of course, being is it Greek word for theater or something like that? And a Nickelodeon was Just load. Absolutely just load. Nickelodeon was a cinema that you could get into for a nickel. And I've heard the word, what is a nickel? 25 cents? Why is this not playing? Like, why can't I just watch a goddamn pedophile documentary without, I mean, is this Russia ruining this on me?
17 years.
This great audio.
Until we know about it really started gaining momentum.
He made them do things that were very weird.
There are all these setups that reference porn.
Spaffed in the face. And it's freezing again. What is this?
Squirting goo on Jamie Lynn's face when she's just 13 years old.
Bruh.
Feel these kids' feet. Wow.
Rubbing the feet of the kids,
People
bro.
were looking back at old scenes and saying, Dan Schneider
Lot of
is
feet.
obsessed
It's like a Tarantino
with
movie.
feet. Check this out.
All very gross and foul
Impossible
things.
to escape children's feet.
Dan Schneider.
Absolutely disgusting.
grown-ass man. What the are you doing?
There's
Absolutely.
one video of Ariana Grande making a joke about a potato.
Sometimes
Now, if you're listening to this on audio, basically they're going, here's a, I mean, it is like Tarantino, where at least he's a grown adult and the films are, slightly rough or whatever. And you can blatantly go like, yeah, I'm big on the feet. Here's a lot of feet shots. But there's an unsettling amount of feet shots for a kids program. The doctor's like, feel these kids' feet? Ooh, bro, shouldn't even be allowed to touch them. I'm glad things have moved on, because if that was written into a script and it was like, doctor grabs bare foot, we can't even have feet anymore. People are spaffing. But that's, what that is? That's the sort of incel weirdo, hasn't spoke to anyone, hasn't had any sexual activity, and now a foot's getting them hard. And this fat weirdo, fucking Dan Schneider or whatever, he's like, I like feet, Of course you like feet. You're a fucking weirdo. You never seen tits before in real life. That's why you like feet. People are like, oh, she got gross feet. Bro, someone's got a good enough fucking tits and ass. You were like, I didn't even know she had feet. It's like that famous bit. That bit I used to do on famous bit, like obscure throwaway bit I used to do about Naked Attraction, where the guy had a fucking metal leg and they met at the end with no clothes on. And the girl was like, what do you think of his body on? This girl was like, yeah, absolutely love it. No, guy's absolute hog. And then she goes, what do you think of the prosthetic leg? And I swear to God, she went, I didn't even notice the leg. That's what I'm saying. People are into feet. Never seen nude tits before. Because you wouldn't give a flying fuck, you know what I mean? Anyway, a lot of feet. And then there's this Ariana Grande bit. So she was like a child star, obviously, and then is now a full pop star and cheating on people and being like, yes, and that's not her accent, but it'd be funny. Yes, and fucked your boyfriend. What do you want to do with that? But now this is questionable. I'm glad people would definitely not let this slide now. Also, what makes this particular scene even worse is she's kind of like on a bed by herself. Very quiet on set, very isolated, and she's like, I've often wondered why you can't get juice out of a potato. I've never seen a more cock-shaped potato. You're not getting a fucking bag of spuds out of Sainsbury's here and being like, oh, can you get juice out of a spud? They've went, here's a fucking long cock-shaped spud. Anyway, we'll play the clip.
I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
The boy's loving it. Now she's squeezing this potato.
Did that air on Nickelodeon?
Come on, give up the juice.
Now, if this is Bomb Squad and Army Commons beside me, bricked up, hard as a road.
Yikes.
I'm thirsty.
And then she's like hanging off. I mean, that is prime porn position. No one hangs off the end of the bed unless you're getting a load in the face.
in another video, Ariana
I do it sometimes if, I've a bit of a stiff upper back, laying off the bed, but no one's spaffing on my neck anyway.
is pouring water on herself in what seems like a very sexual manner. And people started saying, this feels inappropriate for children.
Looking at Dan Schneider's story.
The good thing is, it's, we say inappropriate for children. Most children won't know what's happening there. That's a adult fat pervert move from the Schneid dog.
Stars. Some of them became extremely famous. Some of them really struggled publicly.
And there's Amanda Bynes. She fucking lost the run of herself. Although I did see her on the internet the other day, and she was like, you know, I'm starting my own nail studio. So fair play there. Do you know what I mean? That's what you need. Stop trying to be famous. Don't let that game take you. Just fucking go in. Just have a normal life. She's actually unrecognizable, which is a good thing. Move on. Now, very quickly, let me just get a visual on Dan Schneider. And I don't want to fucking, you know, paint with a broad brush here, but fat pedo. Do you know what I mean? None of these people ever passed the fucking, like, Ted Bundy. You know, he was about the only one where you're like, man, he could have hoodwinked some people. Look at this fat cartoon, fat pedo. Look at him there with fucking, who's that? What's his name? Drake Bell? No. Who's that there? Anyway, you know, there he is with Keenan or Kel. Can't remember. I literally can't remember. It's like on deck. Like I watch the show every week, still don't know which one's Keenan, which one's Kel. Do you know? Who's that? Kel?
The thin one is Kel.
Well, I know this. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, you can't forget you can't see it. Wrong podcast. No, the other guy's white, so he's not Keenan or Kel. But it's the bigger guy. Keenan. Keenan's there with... so, Drake Bell? Josh, someone? Anyway, I don't give a fuck. But, yeah, I mean, the big question is, it's like steroids and fighting. You know, Joe Rogan always said, do they pass the eye test? Do they look like they're on steroids? If they look like they're on steroids, 9 times out of 10 they are. And, you know, the same with this guy and Savile and all the rest of them. Rolf Harris, Gary Glitter, Russell Brand. Do they pass the eye test? Not at all. You go, do you think this person is conducting sexual deviancies? Absolutely. Truth bomb, yes. Hot take. Because, anyway. Yep. Just a weird Nickelodeon fat pedo. So yeah, and then you were showing me the clip. I mean, the guy is Peter Griffin, but real, isn't he? And that's Britney Spears' sister. She was on. Was she on I'm a Celebrity or something there for a minute? Or was that a different sister?
Maybe, yeah, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, and she just non-stop was like, my sister. Because Britney Spears kind of had the edges knocked off the accent, but the rest of the family are like, my sister Britney. When I was on Nickelodeon, Dan Schneider was a pedophile. There he is with a beard trying to be I mean, what a fucking disgusting man. They're always gross. Like everyone who's fucking, you know, doing horrific things to kids. I mean, of course, it's going to be just extra nightmarish because the guy is a disgusting fat pedo. But anyway, what a great start to the podcast. We're here. We're live. Trigger warning, by the way. We're talking about... We're deep in the game. Gonna go immediately to Sainsbury's, see if I can get any cock-shaped potatoes. You know, they got Ariana Grande milking a potato there. Very strange. And, you know, when I see weird things like that, I always think, like, you know, there's bound to be... You know, they're not just going to be one and done. You know, they're not going to be like, action. Come on, Juice. Get out of here, Juice. Sweet. Take 2. Use a bit more wrist. Squirt it on your neck when you're hanging over the bed. But yeah, that's my takeaway from everything. If you're into feet, you haven't seen enough tape. And we're making t-shirts, and they're going to be out next week. And that all rhymed. I can't even help it. Bars for days over here. Yeah. I mean, maybe once you've had your fill of tits and ass and puss, throw a foot in there to keep it lively. You know, listen, this is taking a weird turn. Paddy, it was St. Patrick's Day there. For fuck's sake. Oh, death. We're post St. Patrick's Day. Did you do anything for St. Patrick's Day, Dave?
Nothing.
No.
I'm a bore.
You're a bore. Not much St. Patrick's Day celebrations in the show road.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. It was fucking. I'll be honest. Like I don't know what it was about. So look at the way we just delve into Nickelodeon pedophiles and then just take a hard left and right. It's back to normal now. We're back to general banter. There seemed to be more people. I don't know whether it's just my age now, but there was definitely more people running a fucking like half marathon or something on Paddy's Day than there was out drinking. I don't know. I know there was one in Liverpool. I don't know whether people traveled to it, but there was at least 15 people I saw that were just standing there with a medal. Like nobody was out on the piss. Everyone was doing goddamn fun runs, which nearly makes you feel worse. You know, so if you see someone out partying, you're like, oh, jeez, I wish I was out partying. And then these motherfuckers are just standing there with a medal, and you're like, man, the fuck am I doing in my life? I had the most boring day of all time. It was Sunday. It's still a Sunday morning, so it's still Sunday morning vibes in our house. Everyone's sick. You know, I don't know whether it's just the way it is now, post-COVID. Got a child in play school. I'm just gonna. It's the new. What was that term they used? The new normal. It's the new normal for, you know, our house to just be a symphony of coughs all day. And but you know, we got up on Sunday there and Maureen was like, there's a parade in a little local town here. And of course we're late for everything. You know, if I'm like, why are we rushing about on a Sunday morning here? She goes, we've got to see this parade. And we fucking get everything together. Maureen's shouting at me, don't just sit there and put Eddie's shoes on. I'm like, for fuck, take all you know, it's Sunday, like chill out. And drive over, park up, walk up the street. Eddie's all dressed in green. It was all very cute. And I swear to God, this parade, 90 seconds long. We did all that to go to this wee parade where there was like, you know, there was like an actual band playing some stuff, you know, playing some pipes. They walked past a few fucking GAA clubs, a couple of kids with fucking things, and then that was it. Everyone just went to like mass. And I walked down the street and someone was like, okay, how you doing? Are you going to mass? And I was like, oh, I fucking wouldn't miss it for the world. You fucking joking, mate. Going straight to a cafe for 9 flat whites is what I'm doing. But that was it. That was the height of it. And then, of course, everyone's fucking sick all day. Maureen had a bit of a lie down. She, you know, her family were working in their cafe and they clocked off and they were like, oh, come over for a pint. And I was like, I don't know if anyone can be arsed with that. We're going to bring Eddie, like, to the pub. And, you know, about 2 hours after they'd left for the pub, Maureen, who was sitting on the sofa, like, she eventually sat up and was like, we should go for one. And I was like, all right, well, we know what that means. You go for one and I drive. Okay, let's go. And, you know, obviously I've podcasted and I've made videos for, you know, a decade and a half now, but sometimes I forget the coverage that gets. So clearly going to a rural pub, you know, at about 6:30 in the evening when everyone's already been on it, probably not a great idea. Not a great idea, even with a child as protection, you know. So of course, me walk through the pub, a lot of fucking, oh my God, fucking, John Gales buy a blender. Like the buy a blender, I'll never live that down. I could win an Oscar. I could be standing there with an Oscar. Going, I'd like to thank my family, and someone would just be like, buy a blender. What about you? You're like, thanks. Just trying to win an Oscar here. Fucking. People shout at me on the way through the bar, get in, sit down. Some guy walks out. He's fucking straight away, just like, here, lad. I'm sitting there with my actual child son, you know. He's like, here, lad, get a fucking photo. And I try to do it quickly. I try to be like, all right, get it. Yep. Your man. Slap him on the ass. Away you go. And then, of course, you know, his mate comes out behind him, and he sees he's getting a photo. He's like, fucking no way. And then the next mate, nah, fucking Jesus, no way. And then, of course, their 3 wee girlfriends come out, and they're like, what? Who's that? Who's that? And it really, you know, it really pisses them off that they're like, what? I don't understand why you be getting a photo with him. Who is it? And I wasn't really saying anything when I was getting the photo. And then I went, cheers, mate. Who is it? Who is it? And I was like, how you doing? I'm Stephen Nolan. She went, hey. And I was like, fucking, yeah. Once again, top class banter. You didn't even get it. Stephen Nolan. And then, you know, of course, the fucking dude just goes in the bar, tells everyone in the bar that I'm sitting outside. Oh, God. But what can you do? It was the most tense 40 minutes of my life. Held my breath the whole time. Had the pint, went home. Of course, the pint nearly killed Maureen. She was like, I feel like death right now. And then I took Eddie to bed and stayed in bed and had about a 14-hour sleep. It was incredible. So that was my St. Patrick's Day. The times are changing. No more crack. In fact, Maureen's mum was like, oh, you should come over to the bar for a pint. And I felt like texting back. Actually, I gave up crack about 3 years ago, so I don't really have crack anymore. So apologies for that. That's me 3 years clean from having crack, actually. So I'm okay at home, just fucking staring at my phone. Thanks for that. Thank you. But I had to laugh. Maureen was, I don't know, she was sick, obviously. And then one night she had a lem sip and a hot whiskey. And I was like, well, this is like taking fentanyl. You might die. But she took it. And she was sitting there and she sort of blew her nose about fucking 8 times in my ear. I have no sympathy at all. I have sympathy that someone's sick, but I do have vibes of like, just go in there. Like what I do. You know, I'm like a cat dying. I'm like, I'm going in here and I will resurface when I feel better. Don't bother me. Pretend I don't exist. You know, whereas she kind of plows on and I'm like, no, let me die in this room. But she will just be sitting there like, coughing and blowing her nose. And then she had the lem sip and the hot whiskey, and she goes, do you know what's funny? You know, but she drank it about 20 minutes later. She came around a wee bit, and she's like, do you know what's weird? Like, it's not like I'm in any less sort of pain in my head or like if I feel better, but the whiskey just makes you feel better about the whole scenario. And I went, and that's why alcohol destroys lives. You know? That's kind of what alcoholism is. Whatever problems I have, it's not like it fixes them, but I do kind of forget that I have problems for a while. And you're like, yeah, that's how you die from drinking, you know? I'm not really going to deal with this pain, but seemingly if I drink this, you know, I kind of don't care so much that I'm actually in pain. And I forget about it for a second. You're like, yeah, that's correct. That is how it works. You alky bastard. And then I said to her, I was like, such mansplaining. So have you had any water today? She was like, no. I was like, I think you should probably have quite a bit of water if you've had lem sips and whiskey. You fucking lunatic. But anyway, St. Paddy's Day. That was the absolute height of it. Didn't even see any crazy videos this year. Really, I saw one of those Holy Lands videos where, you know, a bunch of boys are obviously living next door to, you know, like a Romanian family or something, and they just took them all out of the house and took them down for like a giant pizza somewhere. And that's wholesome, and that's the start of it. That's the start of the old crossover, especially in that era. You know, everyone's like, Jesus Christ, look at the Holy Lands. Full of Romania. Give it 2 generations, it'd be absolutely perfectly normal to be like, I'm half Romanian, you know. You know, the closest civilization, for want of a better word, to our house is Dungannon, and you already see second generation, you know, Portuguese guy coming over hooking up with fat white bitch, because that's the way it goes. It's always the way. It's always the way. I can't open this Jan cup you bought me, Dave. Dave went to America, brought me this fucking massive Yeti. Americans just love shitting themselves, don't they? Give me a pint of coffee. I want to shit myself real hard. But yeah, there's definitely an interracial crossover where people don't know what an attractive person looks like from that race. Because you see it all the time. You know, tall, ripped black guy from somewhere moves over here, fat stinking bitch from West Belfast, and then they have kids. Happens all the time. I was walking past the Sahara Lounge. I told you this, didn't I? I was walking past Sahara Lounge, and there was a black girl and another sort of Middle Eastern looking girl sitting there doing the old shisha pipes outside the building, of course, because you know they're probably like women stay outside, and they're like, that's totally fine. This African queen I'm walking past is in the summertime, and I'm wearing shorts, and she looked at me and she gave me the fucking like up and down like this, and I was like, you don't even know what a hot white guy looks like. You give me the fucking sex face. You're like, you're absolutely wrong. Just because I got the hoochie daddy shorts on. You give me the sexy eyes. There's plenty of other dudes up the street. You should be giving that look to. You fucked it up. But it does happen. Yeah, it does happen quite a bit. I even seen someone make a TikTok, and they were in Italy, and they were like, man, I don't know how Italian women just walk around with these sort of men around. And it was, you know, a load of swarthy guys with like dark beards and tattoos, and they're all working in places looking all sharp and all. But I don't think that look is appreciated in Italy. Do you know what I mean? They're probably like, these fucking scumbags. Maybe like a hot Italian is, you know, like one of them boys plays for like the Italian rugby team, where they've got like, they look like a statue of David, you know, like white guy with like curly fair hair. They'll be like, Jesus, that's a sexy Italian right there. Not this other fucking skip rat working in a cafe. Jesus Christ. But anyway, I don't know what that rant was about there. I was absolutely just cancelled my whole career, just noticing things, you know? But there is a lot of black dudes going to have stinking fat bitches from here. I stand by it. I sound like Billie Eilish. Remember she went on a rant? She's like, why is there all these hot girls going out with fucking douchebag fellas? Because guys are cool, Billy. You know what I mean? Guys can be fucking cool and stinking, you know what I mean? I'm mates with loads of them. I'm one of them, maybe one of them. I don't know. You tell me. That's a great thing about the solo podcast, me just really burying my career with fucking random statements. It's fantastic. I was actually watching some rugby at the weekend there. Italy had a big win. That was exciting. You don't watch any rugby, do you? No. Oh, God. Italy, Six Nations. They beat Wales, and it was very exciting. Can't wait to see how Wales do over the next while, or how Italy do over the next while. Because for years they were just getting absolutely thrashed repeatedly, and then of course Ireland won the Six Nations. I think they'd won it before they even played the last match. Really, as far as I know, they had to really fuck it up, and then Peter O'Mahony was like, this is the type of guy he is, right? What do I call him? The fucking Lord of War or something? The guy's literally probably my age, and they're like, I can't believe he's still playing. The guy just turns up every year, keeps playing. Old guy for a rugby player, and people kept talking about retirement. They were like, oh, you're going to retire before the World Cup? They played the World Cup. Oh, you might retire now. Play the Six Nations. And they spoke to him afterwards, like, are you retiring? And he goes, I don't know, gotta speak to the family and everything. And then the next day he posted like a few photos on Instagram, like, this one meant a lot, and it was him with a cup and then his kids and his family and all on the pitch. And underneath it, all the players were just writing, now, like players that he played with, now. As if to be like, this is the time, like, win a fucking Six Nations and just call it a day now, instead of going like, I'll do the Lions tour or something. I'll do one more. But it would be very, like that guy to not take the shine off the match, if you know what I mean. Be very like him to go, I am actually retiring, but I'm just going to tell people I don't know if I'm retiring or not, and then I'll play the last match, and then a couple of days later I'll be like, that's me retired, instead of people making a big show and dance about it on the day. But that's the mark of the man, you know what I mean? The guy's legend. You don't even know who I'm talking about. It's all good. You should, I feel like even if you weren't into rugby, if you just sat up at night to 3 o'clock in the morning like I do, watching just rugby edits on TikTok with that music that goes like dang 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 dang, hits. I live a cool life, you know. I do cool shit. I have a couple of clips to play at the end of this here, but I was watching. Do you know what's a fun thing I've noticed on the internet now is people, you know, because the Jews are getting a lot of hate at the minute, and you know the algorithms and TikTok and stuff, they can't pick up on things. So instead of saying Hitler, people write the Austrian Painter. Have you noticed that? So that, you know, like they'll show, you know what I mean? Like the Jews are getting it tight at the minute, like, you know, because of the whole Israel thing, and you know, of course, this is where the anti-Semitism comes in, because everyone else will have clips of Jewish people in New York acting, you know, a bit odd and being like, "I fucking told you they were pieces of shit," and then a load of the comments under it say like, "The Austrian Painter was right." You're like, oh my god. Wouldn't go that far now, but you know, Jesus Christ. But then I was watching. Have you seen The Gentleman on Netflix? No. See Guy Ritchie's like series. It's fucking class. You really miss, like, you know, if you're a fan of Lock, Stock and all that good shit, you miss that, like Guy Ritchie's the best at the fucking, you know, the snappy dialogue and the kind of real dialogue, you know. But anyway, there's a bit in that, no spoiler alerts, where this guy is like a fucking, and of course it makes sense because he looks like a little Aryan youth Nazi, but they go in to do, you know, all these deals, and the guy has like, he's like, "Would you like to buy this painting or whatever?" And the guy's like, "Not really." And he goes, "What do you think of it?" And he goes, "It's fairly unremarkable painting. Like, it's just a painting." He goes, "Look a bit closer." He goes into the corner and says Adolf Hitler, like, signed in the corner. And he's trying to sell Hitler's paintings. And then he goes, and if you look over here, he's got a bell jar thing full of like formaldehyde. And he goes, "You know the story about Hitler losing one ball?" And he goes, "We have his other bollock, if you want to buy that for millions of pounds." That's the business I want to be, you know. Never mind your elite pedo rings. You know, when people get into that upper level of wealth, I want to be like, I want people to be like, "Come here." You know, we're way past supercars and mansions and land and, you know, big corporations. They're like, "Come here," and then they bring you down to a thing, and they're like, "Do you know what that is?" Like, "What?" And you're like, "That's a dodo bird." That's the, you know what I mean? They're like, they call them extinct, but you know, we've 6 of them that we've been breeding for years. Do you know what I mean? Come here. You know what that is? That's a T-Rex head. You want that? 4 billion. I tell you what, I would absolutely be that guy. I would fall for it for sure. Just weird artifacts. You know, like that Lemmy documentary when they go in, he's like, "I've got 1,000 of this type of not a million miles from Tyson Fury, actually, that voice. "I've got 1,000 Nazi knives, daggers. I've got the whole wall's covered in them." You're like, would one not do you? No. Go have thousands of them. Did you ever see that documentary? It's one of the greatest documentaries ever made. I love that story when the guy's like, I went into Lemmy's house and he's like, "Do you want a drink of Jack Daniels?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." And he just cracked him open a bottle and gave him the bottle. And he had his bottle and he's like, "Cheers." But yeah, I would definitely be a weird artifacts guy. 100%. Come here down here. That is the black box from the plane that hit the World Trade Center. I'd be like, "Much. I'll take it." Any weird shit. Come here. Come downstairs. Know who that is? No. Tutankhamun. In the box. That's right. It's like buying a watch. I'd be like, "If you got the box and papers, he's in the sarcophagus. Come here. This is just one of the stones from the pyramids. It's actually free to a good home. I can't move it. If you can move it, it's all yours." If you can move it, you can take it. I'd be like, "Fuck." Ring of Maureen's dad. Have you still that digger? Can you tow one of these stones? It's like 100 tons. But yeah, I'd lose absolutely the run of myself. But that show is fucking great. Let me actually look up some of Hitler's art right now, man. This one podcast, Hitler's art images. Let me see. Sorry about that. Edit that sniff out in post. Here we are. I mean, it's quite boring, really, isn't it? You know, it's not. He just draws buildings. Was Hitler's artwork good? It's all right. You can't see any of this, Dave, can you? For fuck's sake, I keep forgetting. There's a man. Is he just holding a Hitler? There's a picture of a guy here holding one of Hitler's paintings, and he has exactly the face on that I would have if I was just like, look at that. His face is like this, like that's a Hitler. That's an OG Hitler. You fucking mad cunt. But yeah, there is something fucking quite morbid about that. You'd have to, you know, if someone was like, "Do you want this Hitler painting?" I'd be like, aye. I don't know what for, like, but aye, I'll take it for sure. Portrait, Hitler's art. Did he do a self-portrait? Or is that someone else? I mean, number one rule for is someone like a fucking narcissist psychopath is that they have a painting of themselves in their house. Now, there's a painting of me in Lavery's Comedy Club. I'm too embarrassed to walk down the street with it. Shout out to the guy who gave it to me, but it's staying in the building. I can't be walking down the street with a fucking giant painting of myself, and there's another one up there. Yep. Narcissistic psychopath. And also, you know, just a moustache, like, you know, the guy had no mates to be like, Adolf, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I love that. If you could go back in time and say anything to Hitler, what would you say? What the fuck is on your lip, you fucking weirdo? Huh? Paintings are gay. You know, they can all get away with it. Same as Kim Jong-un, you know. No one's like, bro, what the fuck are you wearing, man? You're the leader of a country. No one can say a fucking peep to you. So he's like, I want trousers and a jacket that make me look not fat and shoes that make me look a foot taller. And no one's allowed to step in and be like, Kim, you look like a fucking idiot. Let me see. Kim Jong-un. No, let me just get a look at the gate. I mean, even the haircut. Kim, the hair is fucking nuts. Kim Jong-un clothes. This is great audio to listen to right now. Me just Googling. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, guys wearing? Bro, you can't. We need to sort something out where you can see this because it's so funny. Yeah, there he is. Giant trousers, bro. Giant trousers covering the whole high heel that he's wearing. There he is with Trump, another weirdo. None of these boys know how to stand. Just stand normally. They're all like, what a fat wee angry pudding he is. What a wee fat Korean dumpling. One of my favorite sort of, well, you see, everyone's obsessed with height, aren't they? You know, they're like, every fucking American president has been over 6 foot and all this here shit. Have you ever seen, is it Ron DeSantis? So there's this weird conspiracy that, like, it's not a weird conspiracy. He wears, like, he's trying to be a man of the people, you know? So if you type in Ron DeSantis shoes, he's obviously trying to be like, I'm out here wearing a suit, but I also wear cowboy boots. And then, can you see his feet? I mean, the guy's got like Elf on the Shelf feet. But legend has it that, can you see, is there a photo on your Google search there? And it's like a diagram of where his foot would be in the shoe. So yeah, the theory is the guy's got like a fucking 3-inch like riser inside the fucking shoe to make him look taller. Because they are some wonky fucking looking boots, aren't they? Like, they curl up so much, and also there's no way his toes go to like the end of those boots. That's a weird look, isn't it? The cowboy boots with a suit, man. But why are people, like, no, you have more chance of someone going, bro, what the fuck are you doing with high heels on? Than, oh, this guy's 5'9". You're like, it's not weird at all to just be a regular size guy. What is weird is that you're like, I've got, 2 hardback books in the bottom of my cowboy boots to make me fucking taller. You goddamn loser. And it's funny when he sits down and the trousers ride up a wee bit, you see how far up the boots go. Like, to be, you know what I mean? To be like wearing a suit and then have like leather boots going like up to your fucking mid shin. I'm having a panic attack thinking about that. I hate fucking, I've got like, people talk about claustrophobia. I've got claustrophobic legs. Like, see fucking, if I'm sitting on a plane, I can't move my feet or straighten my feet, or something's in the way. Like, if I'm walking and, like, I picked Eddie up the other day and went to walk, and there was like a box in front of my feet, and I nearly just volleyed it across the room. I was like, I can't stand things around my feet. My shins get warm instantly. So the idea of wearing that, like, the suit is uncomfortable enough, and then underneath it you've got the fucking leather cowboy boots just covering your whole shin. I'd have an absolute freak out. And then you gotta see footage of him walking too. The guy. I'm actually gonna, while we're here, while I have you, before we get into the Dylan Mulvaney closer here, leave yous all with a boner up in here. YouTube.com. Let me see. Ron DeSantis walking. There we go. Not the only cunt's been looking at this. Excuse me. Ron DeSantis.
Bless you.
The smile of a psychopath.
You broke it on the new Watergate.
Send it right back to them.
Ilya, you mentioned me in the question. I just want to...
What is your favourite nickname that Trump's given you so far? Is it Ron the Sanctimonious or Meatball Ron?
I don't know how to spell the sanctimonious. I don't really know what it means, but I kind of like it's long. It's got a lot of vowels. I mean, so... Crazy. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, don't back down. We won't back down.
The guy's just a fucking weirdo too. Show me him walking, Jesus Christ.
What are you talking about? Let you down.
There's just so many like meme moments where like a little girl asks him a question at one of these fucking rally things, and he just goes, "Is like, can I get a question from you?" And then he just goes, and it looks like someone's pulled his batteries out for like the 30 seconds this wee girl's talking like. Right, is there no just footage of him fucking walking stupid? Let me see. Fox News.
And a big part of our commitment to
fucking
you with the Rebound Southwest Florida is holding the powerful accountable. It's why
show me your feet.
Questions. Typically, he stays put.
Dan Schneider's not the only feet perv today.
Yesterday, up with him on that list of applicants that he told them to create. Now it's not too.
This is some bullshit. Let me see. Walking shoes. I thought the internet would be full of this shit. DeSantis denies wearing.
Mike Pence announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 Republican primary over the weekend. Usually, toe box situation that made in the heel to make.
Look at him walking. Look at him walking.
This has been lately, not on his positions, but on the interesting boots he's been awkwardly strutting around in. The internet has become obsessed with these mystery boots and the theory they might contain lifts in the heel.
Oh, he walks so weird, man.
Taller. Shoe experts have weighed in on the weirdly long sideshow Bob style toe box situation that maybe is because there aren't any toes in there. Maybe because the foot is back up on a stilt in the back, like stiletto high heels inside his manly man cowboy boots. It's all speculation, of course, not the type of thing.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's wearing. I mean, if you're watching this on the video version, he's walking across the screen here, and he looks like every
not
fucking.
The type of thing anyone is.
Remember that night in the Devonish when everybody got their cock out? Every big fucking Sinead leaving that place in heels. He's walking like them. Just like hunched over, ass out. Oh, anyway, great times. What a tangent. What time are we on there? 46. I'm trying to figure out if I've time to play this. I'll play this. I'll probably get taken off the internet for this too. This is brought to my attention by Dave. Thank you. Is my holiday ruined? This is Dylan Mulvaney. We've been through it all today, haven't we? Pedos, fucking wait. Every episode, maybe the last. Dylan Mulvaney, of course, famous trans girl with the Bud Light deal, which nearly brought down a company. Everyone's like, I don't want a goddamn trans person drinking goddamn Bud Light. I love a 2% beer. She's got songs now. I don't know how much of this we can play, or you're dancing already. I don't know how much of this we can play or show, or I don't know. We'll play it. Girls like me gotta learn the basics. Fellas. Hey girls, come over, we got a code pink. I don't know how to do girl things. I would need a code pink too. If I was, going out in a girls' night out, I'd be like, girl, let's get round here quickly. I don't know how to paint my toenails, shave my legs, shave my pits, put on fake eyelashes, dye my mustache, put in extensions, put on fake tan, shave my puss. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. You make it round here. It's the days of girlhood. I want to be a lady. We're doing hot girl shit. Dirty bastard. Had a walk of shame, didn't even know his name. Dylan, you dog. Dylan's got that dog in her. Still. Horny bastard. There's a pink assault bike. I wouldn't mind one of them. Also, the furry seat on the assault bike, not a great idea. Not when you're like got that sweaty CrossFit ass. Just you get a bit of weight out of that furry seat. These are the days of girlhood. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days of girlhood. Every night, rise and shine. They're all mine. Think of this. I'll be alright. Got my dolls by my side. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days of girlhood. Hi, girl. Bollock fell out there. Ripped. Dylan Mulvaney ripped. Patriarchy's over, hold my beer. How much more of this can I play, really? Before we get chucked offline. I mean, people will be sitting at home going, typical man. Typical fucking cis, fat, white, bald man. How many more podcasts do we need to see of some guy just talking shit, uneducated, fucking idiot, toxic? And I think at the root of, for want of a better term, the root of it all, I don't really care about Dylan Mulvaney. Do whatever you want to do. But this is total shite. She knows what she's doing. She's being like, it's the days of girlhood. You're gonna have 1,000 podcasts like this, where a guy's being like, I mean, if I was a woman, I'd be like, days of girlhood. Aye, try fucking going to work with fucking cramps and your fanny falling out of you. See how many fucking days of girlhood you like. And things like that. I know some woman fucking 8.5 months pregnant. Days of girlhood. Yeah. I piss when I walk. Days of girl. Yeah. That's the thing about, Dylan Mulvaney. You skim it. You come in at the end of the game and enjoy all the cool, the nice shit about being a girl. Get the girlies round, do the nails. I need some tips. I'm only learning the ropes here. Not that real woman shit, fucking dudes harassing you. I'm a feminist, Dave. You know what I mean? I'm a full feminist. No, but listen, at the end of the day, that is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. Cock or not, that's fucking... Was that a wee sly dig when she shot the cat? Oh, it was. That's actually genius. She's got a water pistol there and a table covered in beers, the way Kid Rock shot all the Bud Lights. She's spritzing the beers with water. Visual. Edgy. Satire. Well, there you go. That's me, hard as the fucking road now. Dylan Mulvaney, Days of Girlhood. Check it out for yourself. Comments turned off on that video. Strangely. That's confidence there. I don't need feedback. Good or bad. I know that. She's like, I know this is a fucking hater. Something, shit my balls. I'm the worst. I'm the worst guy. But that's a fun video, and then a bit of a leg spread at the end there. But there you go. But they know exactly what they're doing, with all the controversy. Like, wouldn't it be great if we had a song called Days of Girlhood? I'm a wee cute girl, A wee pink, fluffy, cute girl. 36 probably, but it's all good. There you have it. That was just a nice little bit of it. Just you want to leave on a party, don't you? 772,000 views. So I mean, the joke's on me. Really. Here's a bit of a leg spread at the end. Love ya, cock. But man, cut away to this camera every time I cough. That'd be great. But there you go. That's just a bit of fun. Cheers, Dave, for bringing that up and getting me further cancelled. But at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit? But it is not a great song. I did like the Bud Light reference, so that was great. Speaking of transes, was it mentioned to you? What do you call that guy? What did they do? Ban puberty blockers? Man, we're getting into the weeds here today, aren't we? Puberty blockers, UK. Children will no longer be prescribed puberty blockers at gender identity clinics. Gender identity clinics? Is that like just for reassignment surgery and stuff like that?
Must be.
NHS England has confirmed puberty blockers which pause the physical changes of puberty, such as breast development or facial hair, will now only be available to children as part of clinical research trials. There you go. I've seen a few people up in arms about that on the internet. I think it's like anything. No one has the fucking time to deal with individual cases. It's the same with anything. So they just go, this is this now, and everyone can deal with the after effect. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's just stories of people fucking, like the statistics of how many people want it reversed, or it affects them even worse in later life once they've grown up a bit. And then you get all those people, making those memes where they've taken a child and they're like, do you want like this packet of sweets or $500? And the kid's like, the sweets. And then they turn to the camera and they're like, and you're going to let your child decide if they want puberty blockers or not? I just think it's. I mean, like, I didn't know what a fucking puberty blocker was when I was fucking going through puberty. I didn't even know what I was going through puberty and was going through puberty. You'd be waking up being like, the fuck going on here? The fuck's going on my hard dick around here? You know what I mean? I think, that sort of childhood thing, you're nearly like, just fucking, how about don't mention any of that shit? Take your kids out into the fucking woods. Don't let them watch Nickelodeon and make them play fucking sports and whatnot. Do you know? I have no real point in this, I have no statistics to back it up or whatever, but, people seem to be up in arms about it. Does Dylan Mulvaney have puberty blockers? Or is she well deep in the game?
Deep in the game?
Deep in the game. And by deep in the game, I mean fucking pretty yoked. Pretty yoked for a woman. You know what I mean? Ripped. 6-pack, big shoulders. Oh, I'll be in Belfast Live tomorrow. Anti-trans. Not anti-trans at all. Just do. What does Dylan Mulvaney? This is my question. What's Dylan Mulvaney do?
They were a.
Oh, you're hitting them with an A now. Fair play. Dave will keep us between the lines here when it comes to political correctness.
They were on Broadway, the Book of Mormon. They were one of the singers in Book of Mormon.
As a lady?
No.
Oh. So showbiz kid.
Yeah.
There you go. Do more of that. That's what the message I'm going to leave you with today. Be more than your sexuality. Who gives a fuck? Now you're just annoying. Can't just be a fucking Broadway person? You're more famous for that? Fuck me. Anyway, I sound like an angry old taxi driver, but I'm not really angry. Couldn't really give a fuck. But, I forgot this. Hold on. This might take a wee second or two. Oh, wait. I don't know if I should be talking about this either because, people are probably highly embarrassed about that, but we don't know who the person is and will not mention any names. This is just one of these urban legend type stories. Actually, I'm not going to flash it up because you're probably going to have to fucking take it down anyway. Which was like, this was on Twitter. Isn't this mad? And so it was like people could, so I don't know where this was. I don't know whether it was here or England or something. I can't show any pictures, but so apparently it says there's like a WhatsApp here. People could Zoom call in and go on a live stream at a funeral, right? Some bird logged on and didn't realize her camera was on and was in the shower shaving her pubes live to the funeral. Serious on the big screen. And then they turned up at the wake with no idea what happened. So there was a live stream for someone's funeral. And they're in the shower shaving their muff. And someone filmed it and put it on. This is one of these things where like you don't want to show it, in case anything gets back to you or whatever. But like, it's obviously beyond my, I can't do anything about it. I'm not gonna show anything. But like that is like one of those stories someone rings into like a radio show with, and the people are like, "What? That can't be real." But yeah, apparently you're just like someone has. Yeah, they were like logging in their funeral, and then just one of the screens is this woman in the shower. But you're like, why would you do that? Why would you have your phone or whatever like so close to the shower? And this woman's in the shower, fucking shaving her muff. What a day! What a day to shave your muff too. Why can't you just get a normal shower? But do you know what? That's one of those stories where, it's. If I when I die and they're like you can Zoom call into the fucking thing and someone was accidentally left their camera on shaving them off, that lightens the mood. That's way more fun. Unless someone died horrifically untimely death, but I would be laughing. In hell probably. I'd be laughing, going like, forgot about death for a second. Just remembered that we're all human. As this lady shaves her muff. But I'll show you that after, Dave. You'll enjoy that. Oh my God. Just like, what are the circumstances? Like, was she going, oh God, I better show my face. Oh, it's at 11. I'll bounce in the shower quickly, but I'll leave my fucking phone propped up on the toilet in case someone rings me or something. Like, can you leave Zoom on by accident or something? I don't know, but that's funny. Up on the camera, shaving her muff. Fair play. What a day. Let's talk about stealing the thunder. What a lovely note to leave on. They've all got it today. The pedos, the fucking Dylan Mulvaney. What other noises have we got?
Will you fuck up too?
That's it, folks. Take our drinks outside. We're gonna head on to the Patreon here. Get yourself on to patreon.com/General Banter Podcast, where I answer all your questions that you've left me there on the Patreon. And that's it. We'll see you next week, live from the new set. My dates.
Up the raw.
Take it easy.